Anthony Joshua is going viral yet again for another humbling, embarrassing loss. This time at the hands of Daniel Dubois after promoting the fight and talking like he ain't stand a chance. I mean, Dubois came in as the champion, but he was such a significant underdog. People thought he really had no chance against him. So now the fight happens, and he comes out from the first round and rocked AJ. Third round, rocked him again, dropped him. And at some point in the fight, you realize this is going to be a long night for Anthony Joshua. And he got knocked out in the fifth round of the fight. Anthony Joshua was seen as a prospect to be one of the greatest fighters of this era by far. And it's sad to see the way that this has played out for him. Absolutely not the plan, the way that everything has gone for Anthony Joshua. I mean, you got to remember, Anthony Joshua was somebody who was seen as like the Lennox Lewis of this generation. He had the physical talents. He looks the part of somebody who is going to be, a really good boxer. Like, when you physically look at him, he looks strong. He's a big dude. He's from the UK. He's got 28 wins. He was into this fight with 3 losses. It really messes things up because right before this fight, he had a fight with Francis Ngannou, who gave Tyson Fury hell, and he knocked Ngannou out in such an impressive fashion. And this was just coming off a win against Otto Wallen, a big knockout against Robert Helenius, and then another win against Jermaine Franklin. So he went into this fight with 4 decisive wins in a row. All he had to do was seal this up, and he would have been back on track to heading to a fight against Tyson Fury. This is the fight that has been so many years in the making. They've been talking about this fight for at least over 5 years between him and Tyson Fury, but everything just never lined up correctly. When he was going to fight Tyson Fury right after Andy Ruiz, he lost the fight to Andy Ruiz and got whipped out in that fight. And in that fight, he went down in the third round. He went down twice, and then he went down in the 7th round and ultimately lost that fight. He came back, won the rematch against Andy Ruiz in a decision. Then after that, he won his next fight and lost 2 fights in a row to Usyk, and that then lost the momentum to him versus Tyson Fury again. People weren't that excited to see the fight anymore. But then after Usyk went on to prove that he ain't just some flash in the pan, he really is that dude. He beat Tyson Fury and he beat everybody else, like, to show that he's a real legit candidate. They said, all right, public said, all right, let's look at it like this. Neither of them could beat Usyk, but it still may be interesting to finally see the two of them match up. But guess what? He got his ass knocked out by Daniel Dubois, and now that fight is even less appealing. So now Daniel Dubois is probably going to end up moving on to make a fight with Tyson Fury himself. Daniel Dubois, impressive. This dude came out from the first round and just pressed. Now, I saw his fight against Jarrell Miller. I thought that one was one that, he did pretty impressive one, but it still wasn't enough to convince people that he was on this level. He lost by KO to Usyk back in 2023. And he's looking forward to maybe having a fight with him again after he gets into it with Tyson Fury. So, man, what a big shakeup in the heavyweight division. And this is why really you can't just automatically assume anything, especially when it comes to heavyweights. These guys are big hitters. Somebody could just come in there and put it on you one night, pause, and it'll mess your whole game plan up. Anthony Joshua, to me, at one point, started to resemble Errol Spence and Devin Haney in a sense of where they got hit with a big hit and they never fully recovered. The legs never looked like he was really stable, and he never got his legs back under him for the rest of the fight. AJ was saved by the bell in like the third round, and it's like, man, he's gonna definitely stick around and try to rebuild himself again. But that big payday that him and Tyson Fury was looking at has to be a done deal right now. That fight has lost so much appeal, and it's unfortunate because it probably would have been a great fight. Do you still want to see Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua? I mean, more than likely people will watch it, but it ain't worth no $70, $80 pay-per-view like some of these fights be going for. What y'all think, man? Y'all let me know in the comments. Damn, he knocked Anthony Joshua out, bro. That was bad news. I'm going.